and it's showtime. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I am so pleased this morning to be here with Gertrude. Is it pronounced Shu?
Yes.
It is. I got it right. Okay. With Gertrude Shu. And I love your background, Gertrude. I really love that mushroom is so beautiful. It's just so magical behind you. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's very,
Yeah.
very
Uh-huh.
magical.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Um, so Gertrude's making the rounds. She had been already on uh,
Yes.
Sherry's site, and she's going to be on Jones as well, and probably a lot more other people. But I wanted to bring her on, introduce her to you, talk a little bit about her background, and then we'll be available to do some readings. So yeah. So good morning. I want to just say good morning. Hi, Deb. Hi, Swampy. Kate. Running. Janet P., good to see you, dear. Ivana, hi, darling. It's okay if you can't stay. That's fine. We understand. Things get busy. People have things they got to do. Come back and watch. That would be wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes. So Gertrude, how long have you been able to access your guides or your channels, your Rasha?
Yes. So a year ago, I was having session with Rahasha once a month through Diane's tarot. She channeled him, and anyone interested in having sessions with Rahasha can go to diane'sacquirers.com. But make
Okay.
sure go to the homepage. At the
Okay.
bottom, see live channeling with ET, and that is Rahasha. On the
Okay.
booking link, it doesn't show Rahasha. So a year ago, he asked me to channel him, and
Uh-huh.
that really blew my mind away. So I didn't realize it would take so long. I ever since I retired in October, I have been spending like 3 hours a day working on channeling him. And
Wow.
in April, he asked me to start my YouTube channel. I put up some resistance. It wasn't easy, but I
Uh-huh.
do have help because I managed to do it. 2 months
Sure.
ago, he asked me to collaborate, and I really put up a fight. I live as a hermit. I live a sheltered life most of my life,
Uh-huh.
and I
Uh-huh.
and plus I told him that I'm not able to hear him on the spot. So how do I do
Right.
collaboration?
How do you do the show? Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but and that was when he told me to use the cards. And I found
Okay.
out that when I draw the cards, they are very accurate.
Oh, I bet they are.
Yes.
You got help on your side, right?
And then he told me, and he will move the pendulum.
And he'll move
So
the
I saw
pendulum.
him again last month, and I was still telling him, I'm not there yet, but he still
Hmm.
wants it. So I thought
Yeah.
if he wants it, then I'll do it.
Yes.
And
That's
then Sherry came in, and you came in, and John came in. So I
I
have
know. Everybody just jumped right on it because I don't think that I know everybody's that I've had on is a medium, but I've only had one other channeler come in, and she channeled the light, something like the light workers or something, and a lot of what she had was you could see it on her face. She would change into that particular entity.
yes,
Does that happen to you or
no,
not? No, it
no,
just comes through you. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
managed to channel him. What I'm
Yep.
working on is trance channeling. So I managed to channel him a few times, but in my own dialect.
Okay.
And I could hear like myself speaking, except judging from the contents or the words I know, it wasn't me.
Yes.
So
Yep.
that's how I can tell. But a
Hmm.
meditation, I am working to I go into trance, almost out of body state, and I could
Yep.
feel him take me
Yeah.
over.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I could
Yeah.
feel him like wanting to talk. And then when it happens, I have this pressure in my head, very,
Okay.
very I concentrated, and I knew he's coming through.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I'm blocking it. It's very frustrating.
No, you're just working through it, I think, Gertrude. I really do. I don't think you're blocking anything. And if it only comes out in your dialect, um, and you had to do it on the spot, that would be hard unless someone could speak your dialect. Isn't that true? So yeah, you'd have to only talk to those people. So maybe that is it's going to progress for you, and eventually you'll be able to do it and have it translated into English. I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So you never did any of this before a year ago? What brought you to
No,
no? What brought
no.
you to Diane's Tarot or to YouTube to watch people? What brought you here that way?
Okay. So when I was 17, I entered the monastery. And
Oh,
I chose a monastery where we were trained to meditate only. So like 4 years after I entered the monastery, I went into contemplative prayer. And with
uh-huh.
contemplative prayer, I developed psychic sense.
Oh, I
And
bet
that
you
made
did.
me really interested in psychic.
Mm-hmm.
So 2, 3 years ago, with all the uncertain situation in our country, I
Yes.
went on YouTube to look and see what psychic has to say about the situation in our country. And
Okay. Yeah.
that was how I came across Diane. And then
Okay.
she channeled it. She told her she channeled ET.
Channels.
And
Yeah.
my first
Yeah.
response was, I wasn't comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
Mm-hmm.
was just going to leave the whole thing. But she had a Rahasha life. So I said, I'll
Right.
attend this. Then I don't want to have anything to do with this. And
Uh-huh.
during the live, I asked him a question about this force in my head. And then
Mm-hmm.
he told me that I am going through an amazing awakening.
Sure.
And that I have been in other spiritual lives and awakened before. And then
Uh-huh.
that is rather unusual and something usually reserved for ascended masters. And that the ascended masters are trying to push me up a level higher. And so he
Okay.
told me to tell them to back off so I won't feel it so much.
Okay.
And of
Yeah.
course I wasn't going to tell them to back off. I want to
Right. You
progress.
want to improve it. Sure. I understand. Yeah. But
So I tried.
it must have been, you must have felt like, wow, all this stuff is coming in and coming in so fast and a little overwhelming,
Yeah.
for you at that point. Yeah. Were you afraid at all or just confused or what were you feeling at that time? Do you remember?
It took me a few months to get more used to it. You see, I come from a Catholic background. And
Uh-huh.
until
Okay.
for me, death is just I didn't really think about purgatory, but I think about, going to a nice place and then, when I'm ready, go up to
Right.
heaven or something. And
Right.
then all of a sudden you have these different densities,
Right.
different planets, different beings, different ET
Right.
beings, and then different universes. And so it took a few months, and plus my contemplative prayer, where
Mm-hmm.
I experience God as a personal
Yeah.
God, and for him, God is the infinite creator, is not really
Sure.
personal God. So I
Mm-hmm.
have to blend the two. And
Sure.
one
Yeah.
day, I just realized the experiences are identical. There was no God
No
actually.
division. Yeah. Yeah.
It was just a steady flow.
Right. I
So,
agree with that so much. I do. I think that all of everything comes from source. And
yes,
so, yes. And when you've grown up in a certain way with a certain dogma, like the Catholic Church and how that works, or you have a different culture and how that works. And you have to kind of say, wait a minute, there are so many people, Gertrude, that have said what you have said, that they were told to start a channel and they first thing that they said was no. I don't want to do that. Yeah. So yeah, so you're just another one of those folks that did, and I can see all this beautiful unfolding for you. I really can, because you were ready to do it. You were ready, and your guides and your teachers pushed you along. They say that you'll find the right teacher when the time is ready. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Um, so I just want to say hello, Mary Ellen, and running. If you want to put a question up, that's fine because I know you have to go. But anybody else that wants to do a question, you can put them up, and I will try to tag them after we finish discussing a little bit more of Gertrude's opening, I guess is the best word for that. I think it's wonderful that you started out in this monastery with contemplative prayer. Somebody asked, where are you from? Is it China or
Malaysia,
you're from Malaysia? Okay,
Sarawak.
beautiful.
I am actually from the island of Borneo,
Oh, you are? How
yeah,
beautiful.
the land of
Wow.
the headhunters.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's different from West Malaysia. It's a more like country. Now, of course, it's advanced, but when I was growing up, it was just a little country village, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
When did you
green.
come over here? When did you come to the United States?
So I left the monastery
Uh-huh.
and I just didn't know really what to do except how to meditate. And I didn't want to be a burden on my parents. So
Sure. Yeah.
a friend of mine gave me photo and address of my late husband. And I
Uh-huh.
thought, a teacher and in US, I can't go wrong. So I just
Right.
get a visa. I came over and I thought I'm not going back home anyway. So I got married just like that.
Good for you. Good for you. So you're
Yeah.
happy here. But did you already know some English before you came?
Because
You
during
did.
my yes,
Okay.
we study in English. And except that most of our teachers were Malaysians. And
Right.
so I
Okay.
have this Malaysian accent. Now,
Hmm.
if my teachers were the English nuns, then I probably will have more of an English accent.
No, that's very true. It's your when we're in our formative years, we end up having that. You'll hear some people can hear my accent because I come from the Boston area in Massachusetts, and
Wow.
there's a lot of they do not pronounce their R's. They say things like ka, the ka, and have a beer. You know, that's how they talk. And sometimes I fall into that because I grew up that way, even though I don't want to, talk like that anymore. But yeah,
That's
that's awesome.
interesting. Malaysian is the same like cake. I can never pronounce it because we pronounce the CA but not the K. So I
Oh,
like to
okay.
think of cake, but
Okay.
it's not cake, And so like bed sheets, I would say sheets, and they laugh at me just because we pronounce the sheets, we just pronounce one sound only, shit.
I love it. That's funny. Yeah. And it must be, you must get a lot of laughs when you do that. People laugh about it, don't they? When you say
Yes,
it? Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
I worked as caregiver for 10 years after my husband passed away. And
Uh-huh.
I found that with American, they either understand me or don't at all. However
Sure.
slowly I speak or pronounce my words, they just don't get it.
They don't get it. Well,
Yeah.
I work in a college. I teach college level, and I get a lot of international students. I get them
Yeah.
from Korea and China and Malaysia and um, all kinds of different places. And I really have to really listen to some of them sometimes, but really, I tell them all the time, English is the hardest language to learn because we have so many things that have many, many meanings. If you
Yes.
say one word, it could have a lot of different, and then we do the thing where, like Michael Jackson used to say, I'm bad, remember? And he
Yeah.
meant he was really tough and good, so it's hard sometimes for people to understand some of those idioms when they come in from another country. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yes. So I try really hard to listen, and because I don't want to have to make people repeat themselves. But everybody's got a different kind of an accent, and I just have to
Yeah.
leave my ear open to hearing it. So I have a question. Do you tape your channelings when you do them, like by yourself or whatever, and then listen back, or do you remember all the information that they gave you?
I take them and then I play it back. But
Okay.
mostly when I hear from Rahasha is
Yeah.
my two gifts are clear sentient and clear cognizant. So I just know
Uh-huh.
it. Like
Yep.
last night I was very worried and I again I gave him a hard time, I'm not ready and why are you doing this to me? And so
Uh-huh.
he started telling me all my gifts because I tend to think of gifts as clairvoyant and I don't have that very much.
Right,
So he
right, right.
showing me my gifts with the hospice. I do hospice volunteering.
Oh, really? That's
Yes.
beautiful. That's a
And
gift. Mm,
I have
mm-hmm.
he showed me all the gifts, how I could feel them and hear them
Yep.
and all that. And then he told me to go through my cards. And
Yep.
I thought I already went through them. But since he told me to go through my cards, I did. And that was when I forgot I have this one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a great deck. Yes, it
John
is. Yep.
Holland. So he
Yep.
said, all I need is to get two cards from this one and one
Yep.
card from here, and I got it made.
Okay.
And then I
Sounds
felt
good.
grateful for that. So that is the way he talks to me.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. That's wonderful. I mean, I can I can see that this is somewhere in the middle of your process, and that eventually you're just going to be able to do this. You're just going to be able to fall in and be able to channel, because it just takes practice, and it just takes a little bit of time, and you never know. You got it. All you can do is go up from here.
So he told me in a year's time, I will be teaching about hospice and meditation, and I'll be channeling other
Yep.
entities, and I'll be doing
Okay.
mediumship work.
Good for
So,
you. Good for
yes.
you. Well, you got, it's funny. I was talking with someone else the other day, and they said that they wake up in the morning and their guides remind them of different things. It's almost like they're better than Alexa. You don't have to program anything because you know your guides are going to remind you and tell you what you need to do. So that's awesome. Oh, that's really awesome. So, yeah, folks. So what Gertrude is going to do is she will take your questions, and she will use the cards in order to answer, and Harasha will help her, or the pendulum. And I'll pull some cards myself, and let's see what we can do here. Let's have a little bit of fun. So put your questions in if you have some, or if you have any questions about Gertrude. Do you do private readings, Gertrude? There's
No,
one question.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking that's probably
You're
the next thing he
It's
will
going to
tell
come
me.
up. Okay, good.
No,
So
no,
it
no.
just not yet, but you will be doing them. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. So that will be fine, but you will announce that on your own channel at some point, I imagine, won't you?
yes.
You'll be
When
saying
I
that?
arrive,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking
Yeah.
at probably I put it everything to in a year's time, but you know how fast the year come.
Oh, I surely do.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. And, you're going to be building and building. So not everything is going to just plop in a year. You'll get it over time, I imagine. They just don't want to overwhelm you at first. But I'm
yes.
so glad you followed their advice and have a show. I mean, have a channel. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for having me on.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to collect some of these questions. Craig Dixon said he loves your background. I told you that when we first got together, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, the
Isn't that
fairy.
great? Uh-huh. Here's a question from Gerald. How does Rahasha make themselves known to you? He says, I have a sense of energy around her. Do you have his energy around? Does he come to one ear, or how does he come to you?
So what happened is Diane's tarot have a monthly Rahasha live. So when I attended the Rahasha live, I felt this strong energy. So
On your
one day,
forehead. Mm-hmm.
am
Yeah.
I experiencing him? And he said yes. So that's how I know he's with me right now because I have
Uh-huh.
this strong energy
Okay.
around my
You can feel it all in your third eye and expands out this
yes,
way. Is
and
that correct?
it
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
really strong. it goes out, but it's centered around like that. And
That's
when I am
wonderful.
meditating, I can feel him. I put him on my right side, but one day I
Uh-huh.
suddenly put him on my left, and I can feel like tinkling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Does he also come to you in dreams at all? Or
dreams.
um,
He told me he does, but I don't feel it as much. But
you don't remember them? Yeah. Okay.
usually is, like right now, or sometimes I get such a strong feeling I have to go to meditate, because it's like, either I go to meditate, or the
Yeah.
feeling becomes too difficult.
Yeah. But you say that you pretty much are a loner, or a person that stays home. You don't go out a lot into the
Yeah,
stores and the malls and all that. Yeah. And so I imagine that if you did, you may have a totally different experience, like all these people's energies talking to you. It might be a little bit overwhelming, you know? Yeah. Yeah.
I am empath, but now I find that I don't pick it up from people as much. But
Okay.
hospice, yesterday I was with
Oh, I bet.
this patient, and then I could feel, the way I feel their presence is again the
Right
strong,
up
strong,
there.
and then I
Uh-huh.
feel nauseous. And I thought I
Okay.
never feel nauseous before. So I look at the chart. The patient suffers from nausea. So
Yep. You just took on that energy. Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
I think that I'm getting it more from the dying
Uh-huh.
than
Yeah.
ordinary life, not so much.
Yeah. I believe that. Um, Medium Kim, who is also on YouTube, she's a hospice nurse, and she
Yes.
does a lot of crossing over and sees angels around people and some of their, do you ever see spirits? Or you don't have the sight? You don't have this?
Um, Twice only. One time I saw a man standing next to me, and
Okay.
the advantage having session with Rahasha is I could ask him. So I asked
Sure.
him if that was, another time I sense a spirit. So I asked him if it's archangel, my spirit
Uh-huh.
guide, and he
Or
told me
what?
that was the disease.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And
Okay.
when when I am with them and they are very close to crossing over, I can feel the energy in the room. It becomes very busy, or I will suddenly
Uh-huh.
feel presence behind my back,
Uh-huh.
and just the energy in the room becomes like very full. So they are
Sure.
like in a room
Yep. Uh-huh.
full of people, and yet
Yeah, right. Like everybody coming to bring that person to the other side, like their
yes,
guides and yeah. Wow. So you've been there at the point of death, I guess, many times with
yes,
some of these folks. And
yes.
is there anything that can you feel feel anything about their soul coming up or any of that? I know Kim has, so yeah, yeah, I
Yes.
bet. Yeah.
You see,
Uh-huh.
when I sit with them, I can feel when they are struggling and in
Sure,
pain, because then I feel like crying, and sometimes I cry because
sure.
I can pick on it. Or
You
when
could,
they
yeah,
are
you're so empathic. Yeah, you're so
yeah,
empathic that you feel it. Yeah.
or when they are
Hmm.
going in and out, I can feel it. And when they
Yep.
are in a nice place and then don't need me, I can feel it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah.
release. Yeah,
Yes.
like a
And then
release.
I experienced what they experienced, that really nice, uplifting feeling, like in a
Yep.
really nice, almost like heaven on earth, that
Oh
kind
yeah.
of,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh, that's beautiful. You know, it's very I don't know, I think it's one of the most loving and compassionate acts that people could ever do, is to be with someone who's going to the other side, to stay with them and to help them along their way. And I just want to tell you that I honor you for that, because that's very important work. And only certain people are able to do it. And, your work there makes me feel happy. I would want someone like you, if I was in that position, to be there with me. I think I definitely would. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you
uh,
for the work you do. Sherry just wanted to say hi. There she is. She says, no question. I just wanted to say hi. So thank you, Sherry. That's done. And I want to just say hello to a few more people that have snuck in here. Patricia and Kate and Janet. And I think I saw, certainly I saw Gerald and Swampy and Ron. Hi, Ron. And Craig. Thank you all. If I've missed anybody, Joan, certainly Joan is here, and I'm happy to have her here. Mary Ellen, thank you so much, everybody, for being here and welcoming Gertrude to the show. So let's take some questions. All right. So Wildflower Wind wonders what she should do with her life. Her husband is deceased, and she's by herself, and she doesn't really know what she wants to do. It's very difficult for her. And she said she realizes this is a very big question. So, but any kind of an answer we could offer to her would be helpful. Okay. Did you get your card? Okay, go right ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were contemplating. Okay.
I pick a card, and it's the most interesting card.
Okay.
Inspire passion. Life devoid of passion can be boring, uninspired, blank canvas that slowly drains the soul. Now is the time to reignite your passion and rejoin life. This is an opportunity to set new goals, which will in time reconnect you with all that is sacred. This is actually the message of Rahasha, his favorite message.
It
Live life
is.
passion. I
There you
asked him to
go.
pick a card, and that was what he picked.
That's beautiful. That is just beautiful. So, sometimes we can take the passion we had in a relationship and then move that into something that you enjoy doing, something that you enjoy, and it can become a passion. And I think it's just finding that passion and what it is that you're doing that makes all the difference. It really is.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful card. I love that. I love that. Look at Wildflower. I got unexpected message, and I think it was from Gertrude's card pull, but I also got you had a past life relationship with your soulmate who has gone on, and he's still telling me anyway, work on your self-worth. You're very worthy. You're beautiful. I'm with you. And, find another passion for yourself. It doesn't have to be another partner. It can be just something that you can find that will serve you and have your time of good use. So thank you so much, Wildflower. I hope that helped. And thank you, Gertrude, for that. Absolutely. Okay. Another question for you with regard to your channeling. which is, how do you determine the voice you're hearing is spirit or just yourself, your higher self, or which spirit maybe that it is? How can you tell? Different voices that you hear?
Well, you see, I told you, ever since I moved into contemplative prayer, I could hear a voice talking to me. And you
Okay.
can, and like, for instance, sometimes when the voice talk to me, I know even years later exactly where I was, what I was doing when I hear the voice. So that is one
Uh-huh.
way of determining it. And for me, now, so I went from that clear voice to just knowing. I was just
Yeah.
knowing is like, for instance, one day I was putting off making video and I put it off, and finally I heard this voice say, just go at it and have fun. Well, I don't talk to myself that way. So I
Right.
later I asked him, was that you? And he said, yes, you were just trying to control things. And I told you.
Right.
So
But you gave him permission to talk to you too. Is that right? Like when you started this whole thing, you
yes,
said, yeah, okay. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Like
And you don't
like
mind when he comes through. Okay. Yeah. Good.
like when I asked him to take me over, and he told me, if you don't ask me that, we wouldn't do it. It's
Right.
because we know you want it and you ask. That is why we do it.
That's the difference. Yes. I've talked a lot about that with a lot of folks that are just starting out what they're doing and wanting to talk to their guides and so forth. And, you have to give them permission to talk to you. You have to invite them to come in because they don't want to bother us unless we want them to. Or
Yeah,
not bother us, but, they don't want to, they're not going to talk to us and say anything because they know we have free will. And
yeah,
so
free will.
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Some of you, okay, Craig, you got a VA appointment. Very good. It's nice to see Scott Allen is here. He's making a delivery and he has us. I guess he's listening to us. I'm so glad to have you here. Lots of people from the community here. And please go over to Gertrude Shu's channel. I have it down below. There's a link to it. Go to it, sign up for her, give her some subscribers, and put the thumbs up sign for me. I would appreciate it. Today I reached 3,001 subscribers, and I love you all, and I say thank you to you all. Yeah. So yeah, I got so excited to see that. So yeah. So we'll get you going. You're going to have tons more. Just you wait and see. All right. So Karen is working on a book about Marilyn Monroe. You know who Marilyn Monroe was?
Yes.
Yes. And she asks questions to see if she can get any kind of answers to different things she doesn't know about. And this one is a question that was, what was said to Ralph Greene's son in the car with Bobby Kennedy the night Marilyn died? I don't know if you can
I
figure that one out, but no, you don't think the cards would say anything? The cards?
was
Yeah.
what we could try.
We might not get exactly what was said, but we could say, we might get something that tells us
Yes.
what possibly was around it. Okay. Ooh, okay. So Karen, I pulled some cards for you, and then I'll let Gertrude talk. This was destined. I got the fact that this was destined, and to heal any old wounds that were happening at the time. There was a message from spirit that was given through, but there were lots and lots of regrets. So the final one is regrets. I'm feeling as though whoever was talking to Ralph Greene's son had a lot of regrets about how this all went down. So I hope that answers your question.
Well, I picked a card that says dream talk. Your subconscious constantly and subtly talk through your dream. It's just one of the many ways in which your soul and those here in the spirit world can reach out. and communicate with you through signs, symbol, messages, and more. So I imagine one way would be before going to bed tonight, ask the spirit, what was said,
Uh-huh.
and
Yep.
then, you know,
Yeah.
maybe you could receive some messages in the dream talk.
I think so too. You know, what's really interesting was Karen recently had a dream and told us what the dream was. And it was amazing because it was really, really clear to us that follow the dream state that she had seen Marilyn in a casket with no lid on it, that and she was wrapped up in a cloth, and that she had bony hands reaching out and tried to get Karen to hold, to pull her out of the grave. And we just felt like that it was the grave wasn't covered up, but it was shrouded in mystery, because it was they used to put shrouds on people who were dead to bury them. And
Yes.
I don't know, it was just really it was really telling. So I do think her dreams are starting to tell her things. Then I think she needs to listen to them. So it's perfect that you pulled that card, really, because I agree with you. I agree completely. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, Karen. I hope that helps a little bit. Tammy, I've got yours. I just wanted to say that Scott Allen said, I can sense and be told what energy wants to speak via channeling. I'm hoping Gertrude can help make a connection to Ra. Well, here's the deal. Right now, she's having some difficulty doing that immediately, and he's having her work through cards at this point. She did bring that up earlier, but I know Scott does channeling as well. And, I could see you two doing a show at some point where
Yes.
you work together, and, you'll feel more comfortable about it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott.
Put me on your channel, and then we'll see what transpires.
Yes. There you go. Yes. Yeah. Very good. Tammy Jackson wonders, any guidance that you could offer would be appreciated, she says. Thanks for putting her channel up, Sharon. Thank you. You can go whenever you're ready, Gertrude.
Okay. Vulnerability. This is confirmation that you are seeking to tread into the unknown, unfamiliar territory, where decisions are based more on intuition than rationality. Don't let fear hold you back or allow a misguided sense that feeling vulnerable is somehow a negative condition. That is really interesting.
Yeah, it is. So, in other words, Tammy needs to open herself up to be vulnerable. Is that what that means?
And
Is that
not
what
to
you're
let
saying?
fear, yes, and to see it as something positive instead of negative, and not to let
Okay.
fear hold her back.
Right. Right. Wow. Um, and I think we all need to do that.
Yes,
It's very hard. It's very hard to turn a negative into a positive when we're feeling like um, we want something to happen. I remember being delayed. I don't know what the problem was, but I kept getting delayed, and I wanted to leave at a certain time to go somewhere. And finally, when I went somewhere, when I finally got in the car to go, I realized that the store wasn't open at the time that I would have been there earlier. Or I realized that, there's been a car accident on the road that I was on, and it could have been me. So I always think my guides and my angels are protecting me when they do that. And so I always say, thank you very much. I turn something negative into a positive. So yeah, that's perfect. All right, I pulled the panda, and the panda is gentle strength, uh, personal boundaries, and a peaceful life, Tammy. And then I got the beautiful sun. Oh, and it's been beautiful here in the sun. I love it. Happiness, success, and clarity comes with the sun card. And the last card I pulled is save some money. Save some money or save something. The piggy bank represents money and being frugal. It says saving something for later. So make sure that you have a cushion there if possible. If you get some money that you have that you can put away or there's a little bit left over. Always pay yourself first, they tell me. You pay yourself first because you worked and you should be able to be paid for the work. So, awesome. Thank you for your question, Tammy. I don't have any more questions here. Anybody else have a question for us? Anybody? All right. Oh, Alex Jones' texts have been turned over to the January 6th committee. Maybe we could do a reading on that. Have you ever done a reading on a piece of news before?
No.
No? Do you know who Alex Jones is? You know all about that. And that they found his texts and they turned him over? Okay. Yeah, let's try to work it. Let's do that one. I'd love to hear what that has to say. If there's going to be anything that might come out, you know? Yes. So I'll put that up. Mary Ellen, if you go to my homepage, there's a list of different things, and one of them says community on it. And you click on the community board, and there's things that have been posted there. And I have a place for people to sign up for a free reading or free deck of cards for going up to 3,000 subscribers. So please put your name there. I'd love to have you on the list. Okay, Melinda, I'll ask her that question next. We'll do this one first. All right. All right. Oh my goodness. I'm going to go first because I pulled these cards. It says apology. He did give an apology to the people that he hurt them and saying that their son really wasn't real and he didn't die and all that. He did give an apology, but that's really not enough. He's got a new idea coming up that he feels is going to help him out. He already asked people for money to donate to him so he could pay. This, though, is a very big karmic lesson for him, and it's also a karmic lesson because his lawyer's the one that turned those over, and I'm sure they have a lot of things on there that he won't want anybody to know. Perhaps it says secret admirer. Perhaps that was the attorney. Maybe the attorney did that on purpose. Who knows? But it was destined that would happen because karma happens. Karma always happens. We just don't always see it, but this is right playing out in front of our faces.
Well, the first card I pull, here he is looking at his money. I'm wondering what he's going to do next. And that's how he's feeling, pretty depressed.
Absolutely.
And the hermit, so he has to see some enlightenment as to what to do with this situation.
Absolute. Boy, is that right. Wow. Yep. I'm not sure he ever will in this lifetime because there are just some people that, but yes, he's really worried about his money because I think there are 22 people that have taken him to court for what he's done. And he's only paid the first 2 people and he's paid them, I think 44,000. I'm sorry, 44 million. And if everybody does that, he'll never have any money the rest of his life. He just won't.
This is a good lesson for others also, that there are consequences to what they say, what they spread.
That's absolutely true, because there are a lot of conspiracy theorists that are out there telling stories that aren't true,
Yeah.
and they will get caught, like he
Yes.
did. Yeah, yeah, it is a good lesson. It's a lesson for everybody. But what makes me, I won't say it makes me happy, because nothing, I don't like to see people suffer, even if they're bad. I want to send them good energy so they'll be better. But it does remind us that what we do will come back to bite us, if it's good or if it's bad. But mostly the bad is the thing that happens. And this is Miss Melinda. Look at her. I love your picture, Melinda. That's a cool picture. Yeah. A message from her higher self, please.
Message from
There
the
you
higher
go. Yeah. Okay. You can go whenever you want.
Okay. Intuitive nudges. Well, this is a really good card for Melinda.
Uh-huh.
Intuition is the language of the soul. We are all born aware with a profound sense of inner knowing. Intuition is one of the greatest gifts we possess, which keeps us connected to our higher selves, the universe, and to our divine spirit.
Wow.
I had
That's
many
beautiful.
Yes, I had a mini reading from her, so that's why I say this is a very appropriate card.
It is. It
Yeah,
is. It's beautiful. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's great. So, Melinda, um, I pulled some cards for you, and it brought me back to when you were on my show the very first time, and you were telling your story. And I think you'll see what I mean. But it also was a healing for you, because you are so compassionate now, and you are so full of love, and you work through what you needed to work through. And then I have trees. You're like a tree. You're branching out. You're growing. Your channel is growing. You're growing, and it's so beautiful. This may be something you're going to say no to right away, but some people say no right away anyway, because they don't want to channel, or they don't want to do something. But your higher self is saying, write your story, Melinda. Whether you publish or not doesn't matter. Write your story, because it can help other people very much. And get it down on paper, or start journaling something, in order for you to feel as though you are making. If you don't feel like a day goes by and you're not making progress, then do this, and see if that helps you out. Okay. So now I got a lot of questions. Okay. So the last one, Jan's free. I'll do that about the full moon. But let's see. Scott said this. I want to just say this. Scott said, Jeffrey, who is Ripe Color here on YouTube, got an yesterday angelic influences to have his tones text information to be sent. He says that angels really do help with technology. That's wonderful. Yeah. I heard too that his ex-wife wants them, because he's been stopping up a custody battle for the last 5 years, and she believes that there'd be things on there that would help her out. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not. So I find it fascinating, though. All right, so let's see. So Melinda, we did. Mary Ellen would like to have a card. All right, so I got Mary Ellen, I got Gwen, and I have that's Mary Ellen again. Okay. And Sue Ann, and Jan's free. And then that's all we can do for today. Thank you. Go ahead.
So I have the card already.
Okay.
Stay connected. We are all born connected to spirit, often known as the divine source. Yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. Now is an important time to reconnect to the source.
There you go. So connection to source. Yep.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Um, and I pulled a card called the Divine Director, and it's a picture of a higher realm being, and it says intervention and purpose. It's occurring. Know that you're being guided, and happiness is your purpose. So I like both of those. I like both the cards. I feel like they speak pretty loudly about what's going on with Mary Ellen. Good luck,
Yes.
Mary Ellen. Thank you. That's great. And Belinda, I'm thrilled that you started making cards for your story. Oh my goodness. I had no idea. That's great. That's just great. All right.
Gwen S. Any messages?
Gwen S. Any message for Gwen S? Yeah. I just love your energy, and I can almost see your guides around you. And I'm the same as you. I'm claircognizant. I know things, but they
Yes.
come out of the book. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, yeah.
I love your energy too. I
Oh,
see
thank
like
you.
I don't see aura, but all I see is like all white, all
Well,
white
that's good
around
news.
you.
That's nice. Yeah, that's wonderful. I had my aura pictures taken a long time ago, but the first time I had it done, it had different colors. It was all right. Then we did a meditation, and I had a picture taken after the meditation, and it was totally different. It was white and blue and, really nice. It was very clear. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So I have the Archangel Raziel for you, Gwen. They are inspiring wisdom and the ability to go to your Akashic records. Unfortunately for me, I've gone to the Akashic records and I've gone to the library and I'm there and it's telling me all this stuff. And then I wake up and forget what it was. So I'm hoping at some point it will come through me and I'll be able to record what it is. But, it's available to all of us. And the Akashic records are what has happened from the very beginning of time and what's happening in our own life and other lifetimes that we had. Good for you. That's cool.
So I have
Yeah,
the card
just
support. People come
okay.
into your life for many different reasons. Some you learn from and then they move on, while others return often because you need to learn more from those individuals. Others remain beside you throughout your entire life. And this is so true.
Oh, it is. Yes. Yeah. They say that sometimes you have friends for a reason. Sometimes you have friends for a season. And yes, some are lifelong friends. My oldest and dearest friend, we've been friends for 40 something years. And I've also have some friends from high school from many, many years ago. So it is wonderful. And then there are other people that just sort of came in, but then they moved on, or I came in and then I moved on, whatever it was. There was no animosity. It was just, we had different things to learn, but that's awesome. Thank you, Gwen, for your question. Thank you very much. All right. Sue Ann. Nice to see you, Sue Ann. Do you have any message from my spirit guides? Okay. Oh, beautiful. I pulled the Joan of Arc card. I love this. She's the voice of truth. She's got all those beautiful orchids around her. She's got her sword because she was only 14, I believe, when she did what she did. But it says the voice of truth, stand strong, focus on your purpose, and release the fear of persecution. Speak your truth. Don't be afraid to speak up. Whatever it is, if other people don't like it, that's their problem, not yours. Yeah.
So I have this card. Hello from heaven. Your loved
Ooh.
ones in the spirit world want to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. They know you have been thinking of them, and they are sending you signs and symbols to show you how much they love you, to prove they are with you at this time.
Mm, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Those cards are very nice. They're kind of reassuring, aren't they? Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I
I have them too. I haven't used them that much, but they're beautiful. Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
got them some time ago. Actually, a couple of years ago, I never looked at them until Rahasha told me last night, look through your cards. And then
Maybe I need to join Rahasha myself and see what he can tell me. I'll need to go over to Diane's tarot, right?
yeah.
It will help me. Are you all? But you're also going to be teaching about how to connect with Rahasha as well, aren't you? Eventually,
Yes, when
yeah. When you
I
get,
will really,
uh-huh.
it's my boss. It's amazing, a session with Rahasha. He is like this wise, old, intelligent being. He is from the angelic realm. And
Right,
whatever
right,
you ask him, he will stop and then he look and he will tell you. When he's able to, he will tell you exactly
exactly what it
what
was. Oh
you
wow,
do. It's just
that's
amazing.
wonderful. Yeah, it is. Sounds amazing. I can't. I'll have to check into that. That's beautiful. Um, Jan's Free just wonders. The full moon is Thursday the 11th. I think it's Thursday. Yeah, because today's Lionsgate. Everybody, this is the day. So see what you can manifest for yourself today. I managed to manifest a seat at Linda G's Sedona um, next May. Because it was already closed. I guess somebody didn't go. So I manifested that yesterday. And then I just felt like I was on the top of the world because that was really hard to get into. But the next full moon, they said, according to an astrologer that I know, is going to be a little bit tough, that a lot of people will have. So I'm going to suggest people go outside, put your feet in the dirt, and work really hard to connect yourself and ground yourself to Mother. I'll let you go and give your card. Here you go.
Synchronicity. Are you
Ooh,
noticing the sign of synchronicity that the spirit world has been sending to you at this time? People and situations in your life are not just appearing by coincidence. In reality, they are being guided to you from the spirit world to help you for a specific reason.
that's beautiful, and I agree with that. And it kind of goes with mine. It's a time for freedom, for letting go. Uh, your ideas or your thoughts have been caged, and now the door is open and you can fly. It says to move on and let go, and that's what you do in a full moon. You do let go, give yourself over, and thank the universe for all the blessings that you have, and take a deep breath, and thank those who have brought those things to you. So, wow. Well,
Okay,
I
when the cat,
really,
yeah,
what's that?
I like it when the cats talk with each other.
They do talk to each other. Oh, here's a question. I had no idea Jan's free. She's a Chinese American. She wonders how to explain to my Chinese community what spirit guides are. Any thoughts on that at all?
Well, I have Chinese Catholics, so I tell them about spirit guides and you know the spirit guides. I don't know. So with
I'm
I use saints with my family. They are like saints.
hmm hmm I'm thinking that I'm not. I mean, I have not studied Chinese, but I have studied Chinese literature, and I do know that there are a lot of, what's the word I want to say? There's a lot of fear around certain things, that if they no, not done correctly, that are ghosts and things like that, shadowy figures, that sort of thing. I would say that spirit guides would be, um, loved ones, departed ones, and angels. You could say angels that you connect with, who work with you on your day-to-day journey, and that, to me, they're all positive. You know, it's a positive thing. So you can tell your community that the spirit guides that work with you are these powerful energies that you were gifted with. Really, we're all gifted with our own. So maybe, Jansfrey, you could say it that way. If anybody else, helpers like angels, there you go, Melinda. That's a good one. Anybody else have any thoughts about how she explains this to her community? I like the idea of helpers. They are my angels that surround me and guide me through my day. And angels can be people as well, because angels can be, you've heard it before when people say to somebody, they're so kind, they're so loving, you say, oh, you're an angel, so we can use that word. Yep. Yep.
I
Very
see
good.
images of these old Chinese figures, no, like wise men. I don't really know, but I have heard of them.
Yes.
There are 12 of them. I just only
Like
get it.
Confucius and Lao Tzu. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, they're almost like the saints for the ancient China. This
Right. Right. They
oh
are. And Kuan Yin is a goddess
yes,
of that culture. Yes. So yeah, you can just say you're in touch with the masters, with Confucius and with
yes.
Kuan Yin. I love the Green Tara. That's my favorite female guide that I like to work with. So you do mention Kuan Yin a lot. Well, there you go. You knew it. See, you know more than you think you do, Jansfrey. That's great. Gertrude, thank you. I can't thank you enough for coming and being with us here. I would love it whenever you start being able to do your channel and channel through. I'd love you to come back and ask some questions of you then. But I wanted to make sure that I had a good send off for you, a good way to introduce you, because I know other people are bringing you on their channels, and I want people to know who you are. And I'm so happy you're in our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Thank you, everybody. And thank you for the questions. I hope you all have a great day. Thanks, Connie B. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye bye.